Hey everybody, I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Today, I wanted to make a video entitled Be the Media. And my reason for this is that lately I've been really reminded of how powerful we all are and how social media is actually a really amazing outlet and way for us all to connect. And I think that by perpetuating the idea that we're just consumers, that we're just taking in information and that we're not sending it out, it's a really big disservice to ourselves and to our own power. Actually, a lot of things that have affected me very strongly, changed, certain ways of how I live my life, have been through social media. So YouTube is one of them, actually a really main way. Uh, some of my favorite spiritual teachers are on YouTube. Um, One of them is Teal Scott. I find her work to be really amazing and that she breaks things down in a very easy to understand way. I have also been introduced to an entity named Bashar, who is channeled by Daryl Anka, and absolutely worth looking up if you're ready to kind of soften your senses and put away some of your prejudices about how information can come through. Some really amazing stuff. And honestly, there's countless more. Anytime I run into anybody's video who's just doing something inspiring and doing what they love, I feel so happy and so connected. It's like spreading the truth of the reality where you can be happy and you can have what you want and you don't have to follow all of the systems that you thought you had to fall into before. I'm so encouraged by this, and I feel like through connecting through social media, it honestly gave me a lot of confidence in order to go out there and start accessing those realities and start inhabiting them and owning them, and then sharing them with other people as well. And I know that there are a lot of negative experiences that happen for people on the internet. So like trolling is a big thing right now, people leaving negative comments, really hateful comments on videos that are about positivity or about bringing light to important issues. And I think, yeah, it's important to recognize that as being an issue, but also not feel destroyed by that. Not to feel like your power is taken away. Because the really cool thing about social media is that, yeah, everybody can put it out there, but the more that we put our voices out there to be heard in a positive, affirming manner, honestly, that can only really help others, even those who are stuck in those negative thought pattern cycles, even those who, you have to be in a really defensive head and heart space to automatically attack somebody else for just expressing their own truth. And if you're in a space of positivity or of being able to just step back and love somebody, even when they're sending out a lot of what you might perceive as negativity, it's a very powerful experience, and I think it can help connect you to all beings, because it is my belief and the way that I operate that all beings, deserve my unconditional love and respect, that they don't need to do something in order to gain that it's not a value and point system. And I think that the more that we just spread this around, we can just have this like open sharing of love. And we won't have these as strange subversive ways of needing to gather it from certain groups, needing that validation in these strange ways. And that's honestly my intent. I think that in the general news, a lot of us have noticed the issue of fear-mongering and of headlines so that you can tune in just to see what to be afraid of today, and that it isn't building a really strong sense of community on openness or love. So guess what? We totally have the tools to change that. We have the tools. You don't even need to go to those main news sites if you're not enjoying it. I think that there's this idea about being well informed, and that makes you a better person if you're worrying about something that's going on in the world. If you're worrying about a bombing, a school shooting, if you're really worried and stressed out and it's messing up your sleep schedule because there's problems in the world, there's a strange value system on that being a positive thing and that making you a good person. And I don't really think that's the case. I used to be a lot more news conscious. I used to want to be like a traditional journalist. And so I volunteered with a local radio, and I did a lot of reading of news headlines, and it never really felt right to me. And I never really knew how to break through that barrier of kind of just changing the way stories are told. And I think by recognizing and allowing our own stories to spill into the news, when I think every story is biased, quote unquote biased, whatever that really means. I think every story comes from our own backgrounds, and that's what makes it rich, that's what makes it complex. There is no way you can strip the humanness out of a story in order to make it relatable to everybody. No, no, no. The way you can help it to relate to people is by bringing that humanness into it. Bring your own story into it, but allow for the fact that some are going to connect to it and some aren't going to connect to it. It's like anything. It's like foods that you like that other people don't like. You can say, you're so stupid for not liking avocados because I love avocados. That's fine. You can say that, but that person just doesn't like them. That's okay. Not everything is everybody else's cup of tea. That's all right. But I think I just want to remind all of us who have the tools to social media where we're not like scraping around to use it. We are not being so massively oppressed in a political sense right now, as far as being held back as far as some other countries are. We have a lot of power. We can spread a lot of love and empowerment and positivity through social media. So I hope that doesn't scare you, but I hope that the next time you think about blogging or updating your Facebook status or making a YouTube video or whatever it is, that you think about how it can connect you to all beings and all, if you want to just say human beings, that's okay too. And that despite some negativity and frustration there is out there, there's potential for whatever you want it to be. So go wild and don't be afraid of the idea of competition. Know that just means that there are an infinite number of individual perspectives in human consciousness, and that's awesome. And that there are going to be people who are going to gravitate more towards some than others, and that's fantastic as well. Yeah, that's really all I want to say. I just want to be like, yeah, go and get 'em. I'm feeling very inspired, and I hope to connect more to all of you, to all beings everywhere, through social media, through my everyday life, through positivity and love. So have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching.